We just got back actually from the border with Gaza. When I say the border, we are literally right on the border of northern Gaza. We were so close. There was basically the separation wall, the wall that protects some of the communities there, that came under attack on October 7th. And then right on the other side is the security fence, another security wall that you could see basically where it was blackened from RPG fire, anti-tank missile fire on October 7th. And then Gaza, the fields of Gaza chewed up by the tread marks from tanks, APCs, and Beit Hanun. And while we were there, we heard a lot of machine gun fire, tank cannon fire. You could hear the shell sailing through the air, and then the impact, and then constant sound of drones overhead, and then the airstrikes from Israeli fighter jets coming in and hitting positions there in northern Gaza. This is the activity remains intense there. However, the IDF's chief of staff says they're on the verge of destroying all the military infrastructure in northern Gaza. However, the IDF is still contending with a lot of Hamas terrorist activity, ambushes with RPGs, anti-tank missiles. I should also mention that earlier today there was also incoming rocket fire in Ashkelon here where we are. Actually, I got some video, I don't know if we have that, but from my hotel room, when the sirens went off, warning about the rockets, went out on the balcony, and several rockets were intercepted by the Iron Dome system. And then about an hour and a half later, when we were on the border, there were several more rockets that were fired from Gaza into Israel, showing that Hamas still has the ability and the stockpile of rockets to attack Israel. It's been very quiet up until earlier this week when there were rockets fired. There was a rocket hit, as I showed you guys here in Ashkelon earlier in the week. So again, that activity seems there's been a little bit of an uptick in the amount of rockets being fired from Gaza at southern Israel. This as the IDF continues its operation in northern Gaza. The IDF also just about an hour ago released information that anti-tank missiles and rockets were found in a school in Gaza, and this seems to be the trend as they're taking more of the area of northern Gaza and Gaza City, going through there, Al-Shifa Hospital, Al-Quds Hospital, Al-Rantisi Hospital, and the surrounding areas. They're finding rockets, they're finding weapons, not only in the hospitals, but also in homes, in schools, in people's underneath beds. That we saw that yesterday, rockets that were found underneath a girl's bed in a residence. And then, of course, the ongoing operation in Al-Shifa Hospital. Sadly, I should mention this also last night and today, the IDF releasing that they recovered the bodies of two of the hostages, 65-year-old Judith Weiss, whose body was found in a home adjacent to Al-Shifa Hospital, and then Corporal Noah Marciano, who was an IDF soldier who was taken hostage. They also have recovered her body as well. The operation continues in Al-Shifa Hospital. Unclear if there's any indication that possibly hostages were there. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in an interview last night there were indications, but the IDF has stopped short of saying that they have found any evidence of hostages. However, as I said, the operation continues in Al-Shifa Hospital. This, as the IDF's chief of staff says, the IDF is very close to destroying the military infrastructure in northern Gaza, and Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant says that IDF forces have taken the western part of Gaza City and that the war has entered the quote-unquote next phase, and that suggests that possibly not only expanded operations in Gaza City, but also possibly in the south in Han Yunis as well.